I don't know how many other men have to consider, is this outfit going to be deemed safe for me? Any situation that I've experienced where like I physically felt endangered simply because I don't want to give my number out. It's part of that entitlement for men. You're not entitled a conversation with me. You're not entitled to my number.
Fellas, y'all know that when women wear something sexy, they only want the attention of certain men. And only those certain men can get their conversation as well as their phone numbers. All other men are supposed to be asexual until chosen for sex. This is why I apply the 80-20 principle to the things women tell me. Because 80% of what they tell you is bullshit. Only 20% is credible.
I don't dislike men. I love sports, I play video games. I have bros, I hang out with dudes. We just want men to realize that if you have friends that are having locker room talk, as a man, as an ally, please say something to your friends.
First of all, no real man would come at other men with that feminist bullshit because they know they'll get a hostile response. Like, can you imagine this? Hey bro, I hooked up with the redhead with the big tits in our biology class, and I got her to suck my dick. And here comes Mr. Mangina Simp. Dude, women are not made for your sexual conquest. They do have feelings and intelligence. Possible response to that? Dude, fuck off.
Jokes that are harmful jokes are not healthy because they just lead to people normalizing things. People always say, oh, it's just a joke, but when someone else hears it, they don't realize how that resonates and again, how that turns into violence.
Now, I have had the misfortune of sitting in on women's version of locker room talk. Because women do kiss and tell, sometimes more than men. I mean, I have heard how big a guy's dick is, how long he lasted, and how good he ate the pussy. And I was like, if you're going to talk about me, you could at least wait till I stepped into the other room. I crack my own self up sometimes.
It's like around the globe, the women who don't even have like proper like sanitary like products.
I mean, I have to agree. Just small things like a tax on a box of tampons. Do you think I choose to do this monthly? No, trust me. So why should I have to pay taxes when this is a medical necessity?
We're just like dismissed. A lot of our symptoms, a lot of the things we report, especially women of color, but women across the board are just treated a lot less equally.
I'm sorry, but you're not entitled to tax-free tampons, no more than men are entitled to your phone number or conversation. Like, how many damn times are feminists going to shove their menstrual cycles in our faces as if men are not aware of this female bodily function? As if a man has never pulled out a bloody dick from fucking his wife, his girlfriend, or some chick.
The other side does not understand my values.
I think a lot of times when a movement is created, the other side thinks that they're being attacked or think that it's some like attempt at erasure. That's not what feminism is about at all. What do you need a whole?
No, baby. People don't like feminism because of what they are seeing going on university campuses with Title IX, academic articles calling for the pacification of men and boys, so-called top feminist icon nutjobs who say Miss Sandra stings. Yet, only few feminists have dared to publicly condemn feminism as the power-hungry ideology it is today. And they get protested every time they go talk at college campuses. Even Dr. Warren Farrell, who used to be the head of the National Organization of Women, left because he realized that feminism was only interested in attaining power at the expense of men.
That stand valid, like that I'm hearing from y'all that are like valid to me, come from a place of like, I'm treated like unfairly by the system. Versus a lot of the things women are saying, it's also America and the system as well, but a lot of it is like harm from men.
How and where?
How and where what?
where's this harm from men coming from?
Okay, it started when I was young. I'm not gonna talk too long. I was 16, got a bottle thrown at me because I told a boy no. It started when I was in a club, a boy touched me, I said no, he kept touching me, it got to the point he got violent. It gets to the point that the only reason why a man decided to stop touching me in the bookstore I talked about earlier is because he realized my husband was not too far away, and he said, sorry bro, never said sorry to me. That's why, and that's off the top of my head. This is why I get upset, because I'm like, I'm here to talk about like how you feel, but when you just dismiss the fact that women actually have experiences, that's when it seems like it's about more than your rights. It seems like it's about your ego. And that's where I get pissed off, because how dare you tell another human being that their experiences, what they're telling you right in front of your face, is not valid.
I didn't say they were invalid.
This is what is known as the appeal to emotions fallacy, which is common with feminists and women in general. Anyone who has a wife or girlfriend should be very familiar with the appeal to emotions fallacy, because that's how women basically argue. They believe that raging, sobbing, or shaming is going to steer an argument in their favor. Feminists are always accusing men of entitlements, yet all we heard from these broads is entitlement for sympathy.
Gender roles.
Are there any feminist organizations that have done anything, for example, to challenge bias against men and fathers in the family court system?
Absolutely.
Can you please give me like a list of feminist advocacy organizations that have engaged in any meaningful advocacy to address those issues? Because there are actually none.
Okay, I know that you came with your little research or whatever. I didn't.
Being a little condescending here, don't you think? See, this is what happens when you live in a liberal arts echo chamber, surrounded by simps, manginas, and all kinds of white knights who will agree with you in the hopes of getting into your pants. She probably never had a man to challenge her like that, and she can't handle it. These women really thought that they was going to engage a bunch of ignorant, raging troglodytes in a discussion, only to find that they're going against men who are more articulated and smarter than they are.
Come with a list of like feminist organizations, but I know actively that there are women's organizations that are trying to dismantle those inequalities.
Just one name, just one
Again, I
organization.
didn't come with a list, my dude.
There are no such organizations.
Why don't she just admit that there aren't any feminist organizations that help men? But she won't do that because feminists like to believe that their gender studies degrees make them superior to men. See, this is a trademark of feminists, because they're always making bogus claims, and then they duck and dodge and cry misogyny whenever someone called them out on their bullshit.
And women should be allies.
Men, unfortunately, many of them don't want to even have this open dialogue that we're sharing right now. We need men to help be allies, to help speak to other men.
It strikes me like the way you phrase this, you almost want men to say certain things that you want them to say, as opposed to maybe actually listening to what they're saying.
What certain
Basically, feminists only want to use men to gain absolute power for women. And I know you want to know what I mean by absolute power, because I keep saying it. Well, when you push the notion of believe all women, what you're doing is putting a woman into a position of infallibility. You're making her word the absolute truth, and there are many historical examples of what happens when people believe someone without question. I could go into detail, but I think my point has been made here. Because if someone can just destroy your life with a lie without facing any consequences, then that's absolute power in my book.
Different things. We may be under the label of men's rights activists, but for example, I'm probably the most traditionalist person here. I think we should be allies, but maybe us being allies in a patriarchy wouldn't be so bad. You know, us going back to the past wouldn't be so bad. It would probably be a lot happier if we were, you know, getting married and staying married and having kids and, you know, going to church and all that, la-di-da-di-da.
This Derek guy is probably a troll, but as I stated earlier, that he's the most misunderstood because he represents the guy who is not going to bite his tongue with women because he knows that they wouldn't talk to him in the first place, let alone give him the time of day. While most men would be cordial and flirtatious in hopes of getting a woman's phone number, the incel already knows where they stand with most women. Therefore, they don't have to be cordial to them. They can say, fuck your feelings, because I'm not trying to get into your panties.
For the other side.
I don't think there's ever a time in my life where a person says they're hurting and I don't at least try to listen or understand. My only thing is that I want the same in return. So when I'm genuinely saying I'm hurting or I've been through something, and it's not just a personal experience, because I actively do this work and surround myself with women saying I've been hurt by a man before. I get that you have stories, but I mean, that's actually my question. I haven't heard y'all stories. Like, I've sat up here and said I have 3 on the top of my head. I have about 30 plus probably. And I haven't heard y'all say, this is what happened to me.
I don't think that I'll ever invalidate a woman's feelings when she says, hey, I've been abused or whatnot. I don't think any of us here are rightfully saying that. But I think what's dangerous is when emotional testimony that may not always be what it is gets, creates bias, right?
Okay, I feel empathy for women being lost, being misguided. Look, I don't know. You can go.
Do you have any bit of empathy for anything we said up here?
Yes, I really do feel empathy for
Why
women.
was that so hard to say? Like, for the stuff that we said, do you have any bit of empathy for the stories I said up here?
Yeah,
I just want to know.
I do.
Like,
Yes.
I'm not even trying to be hostile. I just genuinely want to know.
Yeah, I just think that.
And once again, we have the appeal to emotions fallacy. Women like this think that they have the market cornered on being shitted on. They act like men have never been cheated on, beat on, or falsely arrested by crazy wives and girlfriends. Matter of fact, there were 2 guys in my parts years ago. One got stabbed to death by his girlfriend because he got tired of her shit and tried to leave her. The other guy had a chef knife put in his back by his deranged baby mama, only to have the police haul him off of jail. Despite being shitted on by crazy women, do men go around looking for sympathy? No, they don't. So if women want equality, then the price they must pay for equality is equality. So suck it up, buttercup. You're not entitled to my empathy. Okay, people, I had to stop it right there because for some reason, YouTube won't allow me to upload videos 15 minutes and over from my S9 Plus phone. As to why I had to make this a 2-parter. But once again, you're listening to Chad. Leave a comment, share, like, and subscribe to help this channel grow, and I'm out.